Someone's around here making some noise. Let's read the things right here. All right. To Beth Wilder from William Joyce, July 4th, 2010, the countermeasure. It's finished. It's finally finished. Tests are all positive. I've officially constructed a working countermeasure for a fracture in time. I can't prove it, obviously, since there's no fracture to deploy it against. But I believe it will work. It has passed every test I can conceive. There's no reason I can see that it wouldn't. Given your knowledge of the future, I'm guessing you already knew this would be the date I completed my work. This day has been a long time coming. I was beginning to doubt it was possible. I haven't heard from you in almost 2 years now. Please tell me you're still out there. To William from Beth. I'm now going to ask you to do something that will sound counterintuitive. Leave the workshop, leave the countermeasure behind, and do not return until tomorrow morning. As with all of my orders, it is best that I don't go into further detail. Okay, leaving the workshop now. Countermeasure is secured in my safe. I know better than the asshole reasoning behind this request. In 11 years, you've never been wrong, and I don't want to know about the future anyway. But that won't make this easier for me to digest. Can we meet tomorrow? Now that the device is complete, I need to know what the next steps are. And please be careful with the countermeasure. It's tremendously powerful, and sourcing the chrono particles for it alone has taken over a decade. Rebuilding work would take me years and years.
Hey, Bobby Radford coming at you, 4th of July. And what a fine day it is, too. Things are looking up for Riverport. Don't believe me? Just look at that shiny new Monarch building going up. That's a big deal for this town. Sure, I know there's been complaints, talking about how Monarch's tearing down this or that, taking over the mom and pop spots, making Riverport more corporate. Some of that's happening. It ain't all good. A huge corporation like that, you know, they're all about power and profit. But I say, hold on there. Put it in perspective. This town's been miserable for a long time. A long time. When our shipbuilding industry took that final nosedive, we hit one hell of a slump. A lot of people I know have been unemployed for years now, and that's hard. But Monarch's here. And they're starting to change that big time. So they ain't perfect. So what? It beats the alternative. I want to be optimistic about this. It ain't wrong to have a little hope for the future. I want to believe that this is capitalism working as intended, you know?
I had to step away because it sounded like it was going to start playing licensed music.
What the? Someone's in here.
I'll investigate that in a second. I want to make sure there's nothing back here. No chronon particles. Find the source of gunshots. I guess that's what those are. It just sounded like someone working on like a construction, like hammers and stuff. A prolonged gunfight. Oh, I guess I can't go that way, huh? Yeah, I guess not. All right. Gotta go the way the game wants us to. No more dilly-dallying. Ah. Is it Beth? I don't remember this part of the game at all. It is, yeah.
Beth?
Young Beth?
It's me. Hey. What happened to you?
This is it. There's no turning back. Jack?
Wait a second. Jack was like, she went through the wrong door. Wouldn't that have sent her forward in time? I guess so.
Dr. Emerald sent me to the future. I fought for months trying to find a way to get back. I wasn't the only one. He set William's machine to 1999. The first possible exit point.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
It's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm on your side.
Who are you?
I'm Beth Wilder. There's some things you need to know.
You're the reason he built the countermeasure. And you've been here ever since. 11 years. Why? Why didn't you come back?
We should get ready. We don't have much time.
So she picked up art as a hobby.
She had changed. And there was a weight in her eyes. She was hiding something.
She always
Oh my
was.
God.
What exactly do you believe changed in Beth?
She lost hope.
Best journal. This is a long one. February 28th, 1999. Back in time. Here I am, back in time. Back in a time I've already lived once before. No idea how long I'll need to stay here. No idea what comes next. This isn't how it was supposed to go. This wasn't the plan. If I'm going to come to terms with that, then I'm going to need to write it all down. There's nobody to tell this to but myself. So hello, me, again. This all started back in 2016. Jack and I kidnapped Dr. Amaral. We were supposed to use the time machine to travel back to 2010 and retrieve the countermeasure. I believe Dr. Amaral switched the date at the last moment. I heard Jack calling out, but it was too late. I was already inside. There was nothing to do but keep moving forward. And when I exited the corridor, I arrived in the one place I never thought it possible, the end of time. My greatest fear was realized. I'm still trying to grasp what that means. My entire life has been devoted to stopping the fracture. What I saw, was it proof that it couldn't be stopped? I can't believe that. There's a logic to all of this, a meaning. I just haven't found it yet. I'm not ready to write down details of the end of time, not yet. The essential part of the story is that I found my way back. I spent a long time trying to fix William's machine, but somebody beat me to it. He set a course for the earliest time the machine could operate. The first time the core was activated, February 28th, 1999. I followed him through. That's when I found William still alive, much younger than I'd ever seen him. I warned him about the fracture. I told him that he was the only one who could create a solution. He begged me not to tell him anything else about the future. He said he couldn't stand living like that, being constantly aware of what will come to pass with every action, just part of the preordained dance. I wanted to tell him more, but I knew how he felt. William agreed to do what must be done. He agreed to build that countermeasure. This whole time it was me who set him on that path. He says the machine doesn't have the sufficient chronon capacity to return me to the future. He says a jump that far would be nearly impossible without a substantial scientific breakthrough. Apparently that hasn't happened yet. That's his way of saying I'm trapped in 1999 a second time around, so here I am. July 19th, 1999 time machine move is a success. I worked with Will to get the time machine moved. Had to make sure Serene wouldn't be able to use it to his advantage. So we moved it to the one place I knew it would be safe, Bradbury Swimming Pool. Will spent a big chunk of his research grant buying the property. It's the one place I know for sure that Monarch won't find us. After all, they still weren't aware of it in 2016. That means this is my new home for the time being. Will refuses to build the countermeasure here. He says that it has to be done at his workshop. He chose that location to build the time machine for a reason. Something about abnormal chronon density, anomalies, or whatever. Didn't seem to concern him that the very people we need to hide from knew about the workshop. Probably doesn't help that he won't let me tell him who those people actually are. Guy's almost as stubborn as his brother. Now that the move is complete and Will is on his way, all I can do is wait. Not liking the idea of that. Keeping busy was the only thing that distracted me from the eerie nature of being trapped here. Guess I should look at the bright side. Second chance at having killer Y2K party. September 5th, 1999, little me. The most surreal experience. Her eyes looked so full of life, looking to the clouds, invulnerable to the world around her. She looked full of life. She looked happy. It was me. I knew the day was coming. I knew that I had to go see her and set her on a mission so that she would do what needed to be done. So that someday she would become, well, me. She was in the backyard, bright red duffel coat, playing. Simple pleasures. It's strange. I remember the small details so differently the first time around. When I was a child, that woman who came to see me seemed like an angel, a limitless source of wisdom gifting me with purpose. Now, I was that woman, trembling, a lump in my stomach, nervous as hell. It didn't matter. I knew she was too young to see those things on my face. I gave her the notebook. I told a small child to give up those simple pleasures and pursue a life that would bring nothing but pain and hardship. I promised her that it would all be worth it, that she would make a difference, that she would save the world. She believed me. January 1st, 2000, epic Y2K party. 8 bagels with cream cheese and watch Buffy reruns in a drained swimming pool. Party on. September 11th, 2001, 9/11. I tried to stop it a second time. I warned them, told them exactly what was going to happen. Nothing changed. I came to terms with the fact that none of this could be changed as a child. But since then, I've seen things that make me desperate to prove myself wrong. Desperate to believe that what I've seen cannot come to pass. I tried to stop the rise of Monarch. I tried to stop Paul Serene. Both versions of him. Every action was negated by the force of a timeline that cannot be bent or broken. I tried to stop tragedy as well. Jack's parents, Christmas of 1999. I knew what happened to them. This time I was there. Car crashed exactly as it was supposed to. My presence only led it to happen as it always did. I went to the funeral. I watched Jack cry. I watched Will build up a wall around himself. I watched 2 brothers change forever in that moment, and I could do nothing about it. And now this. Fuck. May 22nd, 2002. Monarch. They spotted me near William's workshop. I barely got out of there alive. After all this time, Serene is still obsessed with finding me. He won't give up until he does. Have to be more careful in the future. May 22nd, 2003. The end of time. Been having recurring nightmares about what I saw. I've been dreading doing this, but it's time. I have to write it out. It's the only way to move past it. In 2016, I entered the time machine, intending to travel back to 2010. That didn't happen. Dr. Amaral changed the date. When I exited the machine, I arrived at the end of time. The fracture had run its course. Time had stopped altogether. The entire world was frozen in one hanging moment. I was the only one able to function, or so I thought. Then the shifters came. I can still hear them. Their sounds echo through my dreams. The entire world was still except me. They really don't like movement. I'd stepped out of the machine into the one thing I spent my entire life trying to prevent. The fracture was never fixed. I was living through the proof. The first hours were the hardest. I was living through a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from, surrounded by constant reminders that my mission would fail. Never able to stay in one place because the shifters were always searching, always hunting. I wasn't alone. I discovered the first evidence of this a few days in. I heard the shifters become agitated, but I was nowhere near them. They were following somebody else, Paul Serene, a younger Paul. Scared, weak, and vulnerable, he found me, tried to convince me that we needed to work together, to help each other through. He found out very quickly that I wanted him dead. He had no training, no killer instinct, but he had those damn powers, and all I had was the Chronon harness. The end of the world, the only 2 people left, and we became sworn enemies. I can't be sure how long we spent there. It could have been months, it could have been years, but when time doesn't move, it feels like an eternity. Our grip on reality slipping away, trapped in an endless loop of brutal survival. Though we were enemies, there was a shared bond formulated through that suffering. We've shared an experience that no other human has ever endured. Eventually, Paul managed to get William's time machine working. He was convinced that he needed to travel back to the earliest possible point in order to stop this all from happening. He had yet to learn that the past couldn't be changed. I followed him through the machine, but he escaped. He formed Monarch. He built an empire. I watched the birth of a monster. I can't escape the feeling that my actions helped shape what he would become. Maybe I could have guided him. Maybe if I hadn't tried to hunt him down and kill him at the end of time. That can't be my part in all of this. There has to be more. I wake up in a cold sweat most nights. I hear the shifters coming. I can almost feel their presence. Much of my experience at the end of time has become a blur in my memory, but there is one detail that I can't shake. One detail that brings my entire mission into question. One detail that haunts me. 2021. 2021? February 3rd, 2005. Hobbies. 5 years until the countermeasure will be complete. I spend most of my days training. I don't know what happens once the device is finished, but being prepared is my specialty. I still wonder if Jack will follow the plan, if he'll emerge from the machine in 2010. Best not think about it. I'm not giving up. But I can't let these thoughts consume me. I need to focus on the present, focus on what is in front of me. That's the mantra that keeps me going. Just focus on the present. So I decided to take on some hobbies. Tried poetry, got depressed, dabbled with guitar for a while, smashed it against the wall. Then I started experimenting with graffiti. Seems to be working out okay for me so far. It's fulfilling on a few different levels, partly as a form of self-expression, partly as a means of release. Partly just to fuck with people. What happens when Joe analyzes some graffiti on a wall one day, builds an interpretation in his head, and then 3 years later his depiction of that image comes true? Not sure, but it's fun to think about. I can't change anything, but at least this gives me the illusion of some kind of power. That illusion is what keeps me holding on. Sometimes I leave anonymous notes in people's mailboxes telling them that what will happen next week. I watch their reactions from afar. Voyeurism and graffiti. That's my life these days. Focus on the present. October 8th, 2007. Jack. I started watching him recently. I know Monarch is tracking him, so I keep my distance. I wasn't sure why I felt a need to follow him, so I watch his life from the outside. But now I think I understand. I met Jack in the wake of his brother's death, the onset of the fracture. Worst day of both of our lives. He was broken. That's the only Jack I ever knew. There's some kind of comfort in seeing him in happier times. I watched his band play a gig nearby, atrociously bad, whiny emo music, definitely a music movement I didn't need to live through a second time, but there was something pure about seeing him up there letting it all out. He never had an easy life. It was nice to see that he found a way to release all that. He looked happy. It made me forget everything else. The nightmares stopped for a while after that, so I kept following him. It gave me something else to focus on. I spent most of my life hiding who I am, what I know. I knew Jack for less than 24 hours, but he's the only person I've opened up to about everything. I told him the truth, and he believed me. I wish I could thank him for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to tell him when he comes through that machine on July 4th, 2010. What will he think when he sees me? 11 years will have passed. I look like I've aged 3 lifetimes since then. No, you don't, girl. You look fine. And for him, it could only be a matter of minutes. What do I say? That I saw the end? That this might be all for nothing? I was the one who believed without question that we would stop the fracture. That confidence has now been replaced with insecurity and weakness. I fear letting him see that. I fear that he'll see the doubt in my eyes. For years, I felt invincible and full of hope. I'm not that woman anymore. I'm scared. December 11th, 2007, memory. Today, I painted something at the university campus. It was only after I finished I took a step back to look at it, and I realized I've seen it before, about a decade ago. Remains of something painted on a wall but washed away. It was a jolt. Is all of this futile? Nothing sticks, nothing has changed, all of it washed away in the river of time travel. July 9th, 2008, Will. I've been in contact with Will every 6 months or so. Short exchanges just to get an update on his progress building the countermeasure. He's still at least 2 years away from completion, but he's now confident that he knows how the countermeasure will work. He told me that the countermeasure will be able to reverse a fracture in time, but in order to do so, it must be activated early in the escalation of the fracture. Once the fracture runs its course, once the end of time is reached, he believes the countermeasure will be rendered ineffective. I asked him what it would mean if the end of time ever occurred. He said it would mean that the fracture was never stopped. It would mean that we failed. July 1st, 2008, everything I have done has been for nothing. July 4th, 2010, final entry. The day is here. Soon I will receive word that William has completed the countermeasure. It's kind of presumptive to say this is a final entry. What if there are more pages? How do you know you're not going to write in this journal ever again? It could happen. Weirder things have happened in your life, Beth. Look at the materials quality. Look at this. Low poly light. High texture quality book. That's a fun juxtaposition. Low texture quality here on this desk too. It's interesting how having text on the screen draws your eye to it, and the highest quality rendered thing is right next to the text, and then everything else that's out of view is like lower quality rendering because they know you're not going to look at it. Just neat. Day is here. Soon I will receive word that William has completed the countermeasure. I'm sure of it. I've come to accept that this doesn't mean we will succeed. I've come to accept that my mission was a lie. But I'm not giving up. Lie or not, I've devoted my entire life to this cause. It gave me meaning. It's all I've ever known. Even if I see the proof that I won't succeed, I'm not giving up. I will dedicate every ounce of courage I have left to seeing this through. I will retrieve the countermeasure. I'll keep it safe until 2016. I will do everything in my power to activate it when the time comes. I will fail, but I will fail knowing that I did everything in my power to save the world. For years, I hoped that this would be the day when I would see Jack again. I've given up that hope. This mission started with me alone, and that's how it will end. This will be my final entry. That's kind of sad. Sorry, girl. Sucks to be you. That's pretty awful.
I can't do this anymore. I can't. I can't fucking do this.
Brutal. She's losing it.
Years.
Can't go over here. Let's try to go upstairs. Can't go up there. Alrighty. Oh, Chronon though. Nice. How many do I have? 4. Anything I can buy? Increased threat detection. Enemies remain revealed for longer. Don't really care about that. Increased size of time stop. That could be really good. Focus will last even longer off time dodge. That could be really good. Slows time around Jack while time is active. We will buy that.
All right.
All right, let's talk to Beth. See what she's up to.
I'll
What's up,
unlock the
girl?
door.
So where's Will? Where's the countermeasure?
The countermeasure's at William's workshop, where he built it.
Then that's where we go.
Yes. That was the plan. Just have to unlock this. My supplies are upstairs. We'll need to get them. There's so much you don't know that you never saw. I gave up on the idea that you would ever come.
There's a chronon particle somewhere. I can feel it. Where you at? Ah, this is what I was feeling.
It'll take me months to reconstruct a time machine here. It may not even be possible.
It is, William. I've already seen it happen.
Ooh, another
I
thing.
need to know we're still in this together.
I told you once our fate is already laid out for us. Still believe that.
Well, what have we got here?
I'm just worried what that might mean.
It means we finish this.
Alrighty. Well, then let's go upstairs and finish this, Jack. Walk through the door, you idiot. Oh, am I not allowed to walk in front of her?
You need gear? Take whatever you need. The rest of it's going in the river, along with everything else I brought here.
That's a little drastic.
My time here is done, Jack. I have to erase my presence. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Alright. Should be good.
Okay. The countermeasure's at Will's workshop. We find it, then what?
You bring it back here, use the machine, and return to the future. Use it to stop the fracture. That was always the plan.
That is still the plan.
Yes. Ready when you are, Jack.
I can't imagine what happened to you. When you entered that machine, I wanted to go after you, but I didn't know where Sophia sent you or how to find you.
You made it here. It's all that matters. You followed the plan.
Whatever happened to you, change it.
Don't.
We can fix this.
Don't.
We can undo this.
You still don't get it. It can't be changed. No matter what we do, the pieces fall in all of the exact same places. I've tried. Over and over.
I can't just sit back and do nothing.
You have to let go. Jack. You have to let go. I've seen it. The end of time. That is where she sent me. I was there. I've been fighting this fight my entire life, and I saw us fail. I saw where this leads. I just don't know anymore. I don't know if we can win this thing.
Her diary said she would keep trying, though, and that's all Jack's trying to do, so.
Then we'll die finding out.
Act 4, Part 4. So we do have some other like diary things to listen to and some entries and stuff to watch. We should probably do that right away. Just get that out of the way here. Do a big old lore dump. Wow, that's taking forever to load.
I don't know a fraction of the hell that Beth went through, what she experienced when she saw the end of time, how that changed her like it changed Paul. Followed by 11 years of living like a ghost. Beth I'd known had laser focus. This Beth, she had doubts.
You okay?
Yeah.
But the countermeasure, the one thing that could set things right, was waiting for us at Will's workshop.
There it is.
In 2010, Monarch didn't own the area yet. That came shortly after because of what happened with you. But we knew William was building something new in his workshop, and we knew it must be important. We were monitoring the place.
Yeah, Beth knew about your presence. She'd done spying on her own. We came over the rooftops to avoid detection.
All right, let's go to diary. All right, we have a bunch of these to watch, so let's look.
Okay, finally. Found a stutter-proof pocket. This should work. I don't think anybody will ever hear this, but I need to record it. If only for my own sanity. I don't have long until they find me again. The end of time is here. I'm living the goddamn proof. How did it come to this? Where did it all start? I conducted an experiment with Jack Joyce. I didn't listen. I was a goddamn fool. We caused a fracture in time. I entered the machine, was sent to the future, but where I ended up, there was no future. Time has stopped. Forever. I've spent weeks hiding from those things. They're always searching for me, and I'm not alone. Someone else is here, hunting me. I see her shadow. The machine is broken. I can't make it work. I have to find a way back. Before this ever happened, find a way to prevent the mistakes we made. This was my fault. It's my fucking fault. I have to make it right. I have to find a way. I know what they'll say. I've turned my back on Monarch, on the mission. For him, for Jack. The contrary is true. Jack could be our greatest asset if I can just make him understand. He needs time to understand, to process what has happened. Eventually, he'll see. He's the only one who possesses the same power, the lens to see clearly what I see every moment of every day. What's coming, the inevitability of it all. I just received word that shots were fired as Hatch delivered his speech. Shots meant for me. There's somebody else opposing me. Somebody on the inside. The sickness is spreading. Visions are becoming more frequent. I'm having increasing difficulty holding on to the present. They need me to be strong. The lifeboat depends on it. I hope to God Dr. Amaral finds a more permanent solution soon. The treatments won't last much longer. September 5th, 1999. Again. I found a way back from the end of time through a second machine. I went back as far as it would send me, February 28th, 1999, with a simple goal: to use my knowledge of the past to protect us from the future I witnessed. I've built a company from the ground up, invested in sure bets. We've made millions in mere weeks, and this is just the beginning. I can use this knowledge to do great things. I can use it to guide us to a better future, to make the world a better place. And it's strange, living all this a second time, reliving it all from the shadows. I recognized a vagrant the other day. I know how he dies, weeks from now. I can save him from that fate. A simple start. If I can do that much, then I can save us all. I still see visions of it every day, haunting me. Time frozen. Billions of people just stopped for an eternity. Never living and never dead. She followed me here, tried to kill me. I'd like to think it haunts her too. Sophia. She kept me grounded. Reminded me of the reason I created the lifeboat. The parts of humanity that were worth protecting. I trusted her, more than I've ever trusted anybody. Every time I received my treatment, I put my life in her hands. And every time, she has been slowly taking it away from me. All these years, she claimed to be looking for a permanent cure. In reality, she's been searching for a way to destroy not only me, but everything I've built. And she finally found it. Martin's evidence makes that much entirely clear. She didn't do this alone. There are others. I will find her, even if I have to torture every fucking scientist in this company. I will find her. She will answer for what she's done.
You rescued Amy Ferrero at the Ground Zero operation. We know that she downloaded classified Monarch documents. Documents regarding our plans, the CFR, the Lifeboat Protocol. We believe you're in possession of these stolen files.
Monarch framed me. Made the entire city believe I was a terrorist to cover up their tracks. I figured the world might want to know the truth.
You never released the documents to the public.
Well, depending on how this conversation goes, that could always change. Don't make me grumpy.
You said you'd been to William's workshop before. What brought you there?
He sold our family home to finish building the countermeasure. He never told me. When I found out, I was furious. I hadn't talked to the guy for almost 3 years. He stopped answering the phone. I figured he was deep into drugs, gambling, something bad.
Did you discover the truth?
I never gave him the chance. I found him outside that workshop and tore right into him. Blamed him for everything that went wrong between us. I could see in his eyes he wanted to tell me, but I wouldn't let him. It was the last straw, you know? If I'd handled the situation a bit better...
Let's move on to the next question. You gave yourself up at the party. Clearly your presence had an impact on Serene. He dropped everything to see you in that cell. Now why do you think that was?
He wanted me to understand why he did, what he was trying to do.
He wanted to recruit you.
Maybe he should have thought of that before killing my brother.
Your behavior shifted during your mission to kidnap Dr. Amaral. You became less foolhardy, more calculated. What changed?
I found hope.
The second time machine? You actually thought you could go back and stop the fracture from ever occurring? Stop everything?
There was a chance. That was enough.
Yet every sign you've seen has proven otherwise. Your own brother posited that time works as a rigid closed loop. No interaction with the past could possibly change what has already occurred, and any attempt to do so would merely cause such events to occur in the exact manner they always did. Perhaps there was a lesson to be learned.
My brother died trying to save this world. You know the last words that came out of his mouth? I'll never stop trying. Lesson learned.
I don't remember when these are supposed to have taken place.
Let's talk about Serene's condition. You're aware of how it started?
Ground zero.
Monarch developed a treatment to curb his symptoms. Our reports state that you destroyed those treatments, rendering him defenseless as his sickness spread.
That's what the reports say, yeah. But I've never stepped foot in that lab.
You have no way of proving that.
Now, I find it curious. Dr. Amaral was working on a permanent cure for Paul's condition. But she was ordered to stop before research was complete. Sounds like somebody on the inside didn't want him to get better.
Sounds like you have an interest in this cure. It makes me wonder if you know anybody else suffering from the same symptoms. It makes me wonder if that is why you're truly here.
Or maybe I just really like the coffee here.
Okay, we don't have any of these, so those will come later.
October 9th. William Burke fucked the rescue operation. Put him on the trail of the lifeboat to buy some time, make sure he didn't find out what I'm really up to. Jack's gone. Disappeared while I had a goddamn gun to my head. Tried to contact him, but he's out for blood. Dealing with goddamn amateurs. This isn't how this was supposed to go. She never told me the fracture would start at the university. I could have stopped it, avoided all of this. Why didn't she warn me? She knew that this would happen. Why the hell didn't she warn me? October 9th, 1900 hours. We found it. The second time machine. It's the final proof I needed. Everything she wrote in that notebook came true. I found the final piece of the puzzle. The countermeasure that William built to stop a fracture in time went missing in 2010. It was never seen again. It's clear what that means. It was us who took it. It just hasn't happened yet. We go to the past, get the countermeasure, come back, and we can stop all of this in the present. That's our mission. Even if Jack doesn't know it yet. He's convinced we can go back and simply undo this all. He lit right up when he saw that machine, like time travel is some kind of goddamn magic eraser. He's gonna be in bad shape when he realizes the truth. Maybe even worse than I was. Poor bastard. Guy's stubborn as hell. Did I mention his ingenious plan to kidnap Dr. Amaral? Let's just say he's in handcuffs right now, waiting for me to Trojan horse his ass out of a high-security Monarch facility. He's got balls. I'll give him that much. Maybe I'll wait a bit longer. Make him sweat a bit. We've got Dr. Amaral. If she can fix this machine, then this is it. I have mixed feelings. That notebook gave me some kind of sense of invulnerability. I always knew what came next. Once I enter that machine, from that point forward, this story's unwritten. I haven't told Jack this, but I have found things in this swimming pool. Scattered papers, journal entries in my handwriting. My journey from this point forward isn't gonna be easy. That much is clear. As long as we succeed, it's all worth it. This can't be for nothing. We will succeed. We have to. It's our destiny. February 28th, 1999. 2100 hours. He got away. Serene is gone. When Amaral sent me through the machine, I thought I'd come out on the other end with a solution in sight. I found the opposite. The end of time. I saw it. I don't know what that means. Ever since I was 8 years old, I saw proof that things happen for a reason, that they can't be changed, that I had a purpose. I don't know what to believe now. If what I saw was real, then anything we do to stop it will fail. If that's true, then what is this all for? What does it mean? I can't give up. I'm gonna complete the cycle. Find a solution. There's still hope. I have to believe that.
All right, so these are all contemporary in 2016. These all happen later in 2016, but this is after the fracture happened. So we must have done something to stop it temporarily, unless Jack gets into the lifeboat. I honestly don't remember the ending of this game basically at all.
All right. July 4th,
Is he wearing eyeliner?
It's 9 a.m. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's finished. Finally finished. 11 years. And it's finished. In 1999, she warned me that my research may lead to a fracture in time. Covered my tracks, hid the machine, but it wasn't enough. The fracture's no longer just a possibility. It's imminent. This is the countermeasure. This is the assurance that the fracture will no longer run its course.
It has like no weight.
Now it's just up to the execution.
Extremely cardboard looking prop.
Haven't heard from Beth Wilder in months. I don't know. I don't know if something's happened to her. I get the feeling I'm being watched. Watched. I can't tell the amount of things I've sacrificed in my life for this. I've isolated everyone I cared about. My relationship with my brother. Everything. This has to work. It can't be for nothing. July 4th, 2010. Beth Wilder, I'm addressing this video to you.
All right, we already saw that one. That was just the actual thing. So locate Will's diary in Act 4, Part 2. Already missed that. And then Act 4, Part 4. That's where we are. Damn. All right. Well, that's a bummer.
It's this way.
Obvious Modelo can right here. Not Modelo, but obviously Modelo.
Does Will know we're coming?
No, he doesn't.
The logo, I mean. I know Modelo comes in a bottle, but it's very funny. I like seeing these like not brand stuff, like off brand in video games. It's always fun to see that.
Who the hell turned out the...
Whoops. Sorry.
Like goddamn power outages this week. That's the last straw. I've had it. I quit.
What am I feeling?
From this point on, we may be in their sights. We need to be quick.
There we go.
This way, Jack.
Hey, Will?
He's not here. I made sure of that,
What? Why? He's the only one that knows how to use the countermeasure.
which is why he needs to be kept safe, in case things go bad.
Fine. We get the device, then you lead me to my brother.
Sure.
Now, where do we find this thing?
Will said he secured it inside a safe. Somewhere in the building.
All right, Will. Where'd you hide that safe? This must be where he built it.
Hey, River Boy. I'm pretty sure you folks are having a better time than I am. Old Bobby's still stuck in the studio just a little while longer. Whereas all of you folks, the 4th of July parties. So set up some fireworks, eat a little too much, drink until every joke you hear is funny.
All right, here's the diary, probably.
It's April 2nd, 1999. It's been about a month since the incident. Since I was shot by the man from the future. Since Wilder. I've moved the machine. Hidden it. I wish I could destroy it, but I made it tell me as little as possible. The more you know about what'll happen, the worse it'll be. We're all puppets. I can think that for as long as I can't tell the difference. I think she understood. Doesn't matter anyway. She told me the fracture is gonna happen because of what I did. I have to fix it. I have to. I don't know how yet. I have to build a countermeasure of some kind. I know the theoretical mechanism of the field's collapse, but how to stop it, let alone reverse it. It'll take years of research. I have no idea how to do this. How to pay for it. I don't know. Wilder's from the future, and she came to me. I have to assume that I was successful, right? Why else would she come to me?
Countermeasure is near
He
completion.
was planning on giving it to you.
And it was stolen before he ever had the chance. Which means this is the only way it can play out.
I should be celebrating. I should be excited. 11 years of work is coming to an end, but there's a weight on my mind I can't shake it off. Jack came to see me. He found out that I sold our parents' house to continue funding my research. Understandably, he was furious. After all, the house was left to both of us. He doesn't understand the necessity of what I'm doing here. Talking turned to yelling, yelling turned to pushing. He told me it wasn't mine to sell. He told me they were his parents too. He told me that I was a piece of shit. I was angry. I couldn't contain myself, and then I said it. I still don't believe the words that came out of my mouth. I told him that it was his fault, the car crash. I told him that he was to blame for everything that we'd been through. I knew it was the one thing that could truly hurt him, and I used it. I can justify my actions as a result of months of fatigue, frustration, lack of sleep. It was wrong. I knew it as soon as I said it. He just stood there devastated for what felt like minutes. I could see a wall building between us. He told me he's leaving this town. He's never coming back. That was 3 days ago. I haven't been able to reach him since. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't concentrate. I know the countermeasure will be finished soon, but that victory is a hollow one now. I spent 11 years building a device to save the world. The only thing that kept me going all this time was the fact that there was one person in the world that I needed to protect no matter what the cost. I just lost him.
Let's
Call Jack
see
on his
here.
birthday, blah, blah, blah.
The device wasn't there, but it must have been at one time. The power setup wasn't working, but it must have worked at some point.
Maybe I can rewind time to get this working.
I'm just looking around, exploring first before we do anything.
You've been there before. Witnessed flashes through time. I assume pieces of that puzzle had come together since.
And some are yet to come.
Shit. Locked out again.
Door's
Where's
locked.
the fail-safe switch?
Knowing Will,
Gotcha.
that's where the safe is.
Wire.
Just need to find a way.
Blue?
Hey, I did it. Door's unlocked.
Riveting.
Come take a look at this.
In a second. Anything else to explore? Nope, there's a way up there, but I can't get there. We just gotta talk to Beth.
He didn't leave the code, but I can crack it. I just need some time to...
Somebody's here.
It's Monarch. I knew it. I knew they'd find us.
I'll take care of it. Just get that safe open, stay inside.
Yeah. Okay.
You'd been spotted the moment you arrived. You never had a chance. You were on a suicide mission.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna lie down and just give up without a fight. Not then, not ever.
This is Trojan 1 approaching workshop perimeter. Over.
Remember, orders are to take her alive. Monarch Actual's en route.
Roger.
Where are they? Out here? Yep, that's what it looks like.
Stop right there. Where's the girl?
Hey, hold on. Take it easy. Seems to be the problem, guys.
On your knees, now! Trojan 4, we're going inside.
I can't let...
He's got a gun! Open fire! What the fuck was that? Shoot him!
Gotta move.
Why won't it target them? God damn it.
I'm hit!
HQ? We got a situation.
What's the sit rep?
He got backup. I don't know what he is.
Orders are to keep the mission quiet, tidy. We can't afford unwanted attention.
He's fucking tearing us apart. I'm on my way.
Oh god, there's someone behind me.
Time to move.
Alright, run over here. Do a little shooty. Ugh.
I got a visual.
Oh, I thought that gave me the shield. Oops. Guess not. Version says this game's aim assist is either super unnaturally aggressive or non-existent, no middle ground.
Hold on. Take it easy.
It's true.
Seems to be the problem, guys.
On your knees, now! Trojan... He's got a gun! Open fire! What the fuck was that? I got a visual!
There we go.
Suppress it! Flank! Engage it! Help! Get clear!
Why can't I?
It's free!
Weird, it wasn't letting me take them out. There you go.
HQ? We got a situation.
What's the sit rep?
He got backup. I don't know what he is.
Orders are to keep the mission quiet, tidy. We can't afford unwanted attention.
He's fucking tearing us apart.
That's my cue.
All right, chewed through them. Whoa. Oh! No! Is Collex is going to get going, Night Owl. Good luck with the ending, Time Tester. Thank you.
Stop right there. Where's the girl?
Hey. Hold on. Take it easy.
He's got a gun! Open fire! What the fuck was that? Shoot him! Take the other side! No! Take cover!
HQ? We've got a situation.
What's the sit
Into
rep?
the shot. She dropped back up. Position. I don't know what it is.
Orders are to keep
Kill
the
this
quiet, tidy. We can't afford unwanted attention.
He's fucking tearing us apart.
Take cover!
Gotta reload.
Gotta move.
Targeting sight.
How can he do that?
Alrighty. Gotta run over here and take you out. And now we'll go zoop. Fly over here. Get away from them.
Son of a bitch! Move up to flank!
Alright, got one of the snipers. What? He was frozen. This is hard. This is hard. This is hard stuff. Oh.